Hey guys, back for a double feature today. And this next one, guys, is a beer I've been puzzling over for about 3 weeks. This might be a slightly long review, guys, and I apologize in advance. But this one I got a little bit more to discuss on. This is a beer that on paper should be the greatest thing I've ever consumed. It is a milk stout, which is generally my favorite style of beer. It is a nitro beer, which I'm going to get into in a moment. So the carbonating process is different. It's kind of nerdy and geeky. And it's by a company called Left Hand Brewing Company, and I happen to be left-handed. So on the surface, everything sounds like a home run. This has also been given rave reviews by many of the various beer reviewers on YouTube. It has also scored, 90 plus points on Beer Advocate and ratebeer.com. So again, this should be the perfect beer. And I'm going to go through the process of the review, guys, and at the end try and explain why maybe it wasn't quite as ideal for me as I was hoping for anyway. Not that it's a bad beer, but we'll get into that. And the beer that is in question, guys, is from Left Hand Brewing Company. This is their Nitro Milk Stout. A lot of people have reviewed this, guys. There's, of course, the Left Hand logo. And, of course, on the bottle cap, you also get the Left Hand logo. Now, the main thing that's really unique about this beer, guys, it's a stout. It's 6% ABV, so nothing shocking or stunning there. It's a traditional stout, but it's a milk stout. So there is a hint of milk in it. Milk protein, to be specific. There is an actual milk in it. But it's a nitro. Now, what is nitro? Well, most beers are carbonated with CO2 or carbon dioxide. 98% of beers on the market. But one of the new styles of doing carbonation is using nitrogen rather than CO2. And I'm going to try my best to demonstrate the difference. Nitrogen is explosively carbonated. This is going to be a different effect, and the way I have to pour this is also very unique, guys. So let's just get to it. It's a stout. It is from Left Hand Brewing Company. It's from Longmont, Colorado, so it's a double feature from Colorado breweries. And this is their milk stout infused with nitrogen. They actually make a normal version with regular CO2 carbonation. But I wanted to check out this this milk stout, guys. So we'll pop the cap. And this one actually gives instructions, guys. I'm going to try and demonstrate this. You don't want to pour this like a CO2 beer, guys. You want to basically pour this pretty aggressively. If you've seen that, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera, I'm going to try and get that. Carbonation just explodes, guys. This just goes crazy nuts. It's kind of cool to look at. I'm going to try and get as much of this up on the camera as I possibly can. And of course, as a stout, it's pretty much jet black in the glass, guys. Now that it's finally starting to settle out, I don't know if you get to see that carbonation show or not. I hope it showed up fairly well. It's about 2 fingers of extremely creamy. It even looks creamy, and it is creamy. It's a milk stout, guys. creamy tan head. So we'll give this a sniff. And it smells awesome. You get a little bit of the milk. It's like a milkshake. You get the chocolate. You get a dark black coffee note. You know, you get that certainly that roasted malt and that in here. I mean, it smells absolutely fantastic, guys. Fantastic. You know, I mean, you can actually smell a little bit of that milk protein, guys. But anyway, the heads, you know, sticks around. This is, you know, interesting. But we're going to dive into it, guys. Cheers. And yeah, the mouthfeel on this, guys, is just spectacular. It's like drinking a milkshake. It literally is like drinking a milkshake. Great dark chocolate. It's more of a, dark chocolate rather than a milk chocolate. Creamy, smooth, black coffee. You know, it is a little nice bitterness on the back end. It's not super bitter, but I would compare it to Guinness stout as far as the bitterness. There's enough there to be pleasant. Slightly almost nutty. It's got a, I wouldn't call it hazelnut, but kind of a nutty consistency to it. Okay, guys, so that all sounds fine and good. What is the bad news? Well, I've been drinking this off and on for a few weeks preparing for this review, guys. I've snuck a bottle here and there. And I couldn't put my finger on why this just doesn't completely rock my world. And I think what it is after a few sips, guys, I'm noticing that now on my third and fourth sip, where the initial blast of chocolate and coffee and the creaminess just wins you over, the fact that it's 6% alcohol, it shouldn't be too much, but the alcohol is slightly noticeable. And at the end of the day, with my palate, if you can taste the booze, it's got to be a negative. And it does detract, to me, from what could be an absolutely mind-blowing beer. Now, this is still good. You know, this is still very good. I would indeed buy this again. It's not putting me off too badly. But if it wasn't for the alcohol creeping through and noticeable alcohol flavor after a few sips, this is probably a 9 out of 10 for me. But because it's noticeable enough that it bothers me a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and actually give this minus of the whole point. And I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10, guys. So it's still a good beer. I still would highly recommend it. And the little nitrogen party trick is kind of cool. So it's not a bad beer at all, guys, but it's just, it could have been so much better. I think if they brewed this at 5%, this could have been a 9 or maybe even a 10. But it just ruined the experience just a touch for me, guys. So anyway, guys, that is Nitro Milk Stout from Left Hand Brewing Company in Longmont, Colorado. And I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching again, and I will talk with you later.